Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes led the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills in another iconic clash on Sunday, but what really grabbed attention was a brief video of Travis Kelce exiting the field. NFL fans witnessed Kansas City's response to a defeat for the first time this season as the fourth quarter came to a close. The opportunity to concentrate on Kelce was not lost on the CBS NFL team. The Chiefs star tight and only managed 2 catches for 8 yards in the 30-21 loss, struggling without his girlfriend Taylor Swift around. It was Kelce's second lowest receiving performance in a game this season, only surpassing his 1-catch, 5-yard performance against the Cincinnati Bengals in Week 2. Prior to Sunday, Kelce had put up 32 receptions for 254 yards and 2 scores in the Chiefs' last 3 games. Kelce made a gesture as he departed the field after the Bills intercepted Mahomes' final fourth-down throw to him, with 1:07 remaining in the game. It's unclear if he was being petty to Bills Mafia, showing Buffalo respect, or picking up his colleagues with a clap. It received a lot of attention on social media. Anyway, as the clock ran out, the 34-year-old's response to the Buffalo supporters changed significantly when the Chiefs defeated the Bills in January's AFC Divisional Round playoff game. He blew them a kiss goodbye. The 2 teams with the best AFC records following Sunday's game are Buffalo, 9-2, and Kansas City, 9-1. Whatever interpretation NFL fans decide to give Kelce's raised clap, it will be a minor factor in the many reasons why everyone is eager to see this game again during the postseason. In the last 1:17 of the Buffalo Bills' 30-21 victory over the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes threw a 50-yard throw to tight end Travis Kelce, his longtime safety net. Linebacker Terrell Bernard intercepted it. Kelce caught only 2 of the 4 targets, including the throw, for 8 yards. That stands in stark contrast to their previous meeting, which took place in the Chiefs' divisional playoff game last year and ended in a 27-24 victory. Kelce, who caught 5 passes for 75 yards and 2 scores, played a significant role. To end the 2021 season, he also scored the game-winning touchdown in the iconic overtime divisional playoff game, where the Chiefs had the ball with only 15 seconds remaining and made a game-tying field goal. A lot of talk is focused on the possible death of 35-year-old Kelce, who was arguably the greatest tight end in history. Some people have jokingly claimed that his romance with Taylor Swift may have distracted him from his poor start to the year. Worthy and Noah had good days, Andy Reid, the head coach of the Chiefs, stated. Worthy will learn from the one on the sideline. It appeared like the Chiefs' passing game was hampered more by the Bills' disciplined pass rush than by anything the team did in coverage. Josh Allen was never fired by the Chiefs, however. Kelce's first reception, which ended up going for 2 yards, came on the Chiefs' second offensive play of the second half. Even so, his productivity was better than his effort against the Cincinnati Bengals in Week 2, when he only caught 1 pass for 5 yards. That was the least amount of receiving yardage Kelce had ever had since the Chiefs traded Alex Smith and Mahomes took over as the team's undisputed starting quarterback. However, the 9-time Pro Bowler will be inducted into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot and owns the most consecutive 1,000-yard receiving seasons, 7, of any tight end in NFL history. To reward him, the Chiefs modified his contract in August, adding 2 more years and $34.25 million to the 2 years left on his previous contract. He currently has a contract that is signed through 2027, when he will be $38 and $17 million in completely guaranteed money in 2024. Kelce, who has 36 career catches for 448 yards and 4 touchdowns against Buffalo, is the highest-paid tight end for the first time in his career with an average annual value, AV, of $17.125 million. He has also played a significant role in the Bills-Buffalo rivalry. The Chiefs and Bills have now played each other 8 times in the last 5 years. The last 4 games of the regular season have now been victories for the Bills. It's difficult for us to defeat them during the regular season, Chris Jones, a defensive lineman for the Chiefs, complained about during the week. The Chiefs, however, have prevailed in the more significant postseason games during the Mahomes-Allen period. In the playoffs, Kansas City has a 3-0 record versus the Bills. With the Chiefs at 9-1 and the Bills at 9-2, a 4th game might very well take place in January. That's a really good football team, Mahomes commented, that we'll probably see again. Unless your team is the Kansas City Chiefs, life in the NFL comes at you quickly. The fact that it took the two-time Super Bowl champions more than 300 days to lose was evidence of one of the most remarkable regular season and postseason winning runs in recent memory. Even while 9-1 Kansas City won't change their season as a whole with a single setback, the context certainly raises some questions. With many important wide receivers and their leading running back out, the Chiefs' offense was unable to match the Buffalo Bills. Steve Spagnuolo's unit on the defensive end of the ball broke after bending in the last several weeks. However, it's crucial to keep in mind that the champions didn't perform to their full potential. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes knows this from Week 11. Andy Reid's club has higher goals in mind, even though Kansas City's pursuit of a perfect season is now finished. Yeah, you can use it as fuel, Mahomes conceded. Like I mentioned, they're a terrific football team, so losing against them isn't anything to be upset about. We believe we can perform better. Therefore, we'll return to work and attempt to utilize this as motivation to improve as a football team. The unbeaten thing was wonderful in the end, but we'll keep working for that since it's not our ultimate goal. Is this defeat even remotely comparable to the Chiefs' most recent defeat? As far back as 2023's Christmas Day humiliation at the hands of the Las Vegas Raiders, Mahomes doesn't see many similarities. He hopes the season's conclusion is the only similarity between that and this game. Mahomes stated, "Not in that sense," adding, "I'll say that you aspire to end it with the same outcome." However, that is ultimately a very strong football team. Great football teams will only be defeated by your finest play, and since we didn't play our best today, they defeated us. That's the way the NFL operates. I give them all the respect. That football squad is going to be good, and we'll most likely see them again. The offense appeared to have the spark Mahomes described for a few weeks. The Chiefs had scored between 26 and 30 points in 4 consecutive games from weeks 5 through 9, even with down receivers Rashee Rice and Marquise Hollywood Brown. But the club retreated last weekend, only managing 16 points against the Denver Broncos and needed a game-saving blocked field goal to avoid defeat. It was a bit stagnant at times, but many thought that having Juju Smith-Schuster back on offense would help on Sunday. Tight end Noah Gray similarly adopts the future-focused mindset, even if he minimized his 2-touchdown performance in the defeat. "Yeah, I don't think we ever put too much stress on that whole aspect," Gray responded. "Game by game, that's all we do." Buffalo put up a fantastic show and played a fantastic game, but we're eagerly anticipating next week. We will just return to practice, become the greatest team we can be, take what we can from it, watch the film, and then go on, pay attention to our coaches, play as a unit, and eventually improve as a result. Fortunately, Kansas City has good opponents over the next 2 weeks. The opponent for Week 12, the Carolina Panthers, came into Sunday as the 3rd worst yardage defense in the league and the worst scoring defense. It's a rematch against a 2-8 Raiders team that has given up more points than all but 2 teams on Friday. There will be a chance for efficiency to increase. The question is whether Sunday was a catalyst or if it will result in more of the same. Worthy added 7 rushing yards and 4 receptions, which tied his career high of 61 yards and a touchdown, all of which came in the first quarter. Before the snap, the offensive coaching staff of the Chiefs was making inventive use of him by positioning him in the backfield and moving him around. Then, early in the second quarter, Worthy caught a pass down the sideline after breaking wide open, but it was ruled incomplete because he couldn't get both feet in bounds. Since he seemed to have thrown the ball too near the sideline, which caused Worthy to go out of bounds, quarterback Patrick Mahomes was mostly to blame for the error. After the game, a question about if there is a timing problem between Worthy and Mahomes was posed. It's probably just me throwing it more in bounds to the guy Worthy that's wide open for a touchdown, Mahomes explained. "It's a direct touchdown if I toss it in bounds. I must be better." For the second time in as many weeks, Mahomes has failed to find Worthy on a deep pass that would have resulted in a simple score. In their victory over the Denver Broncos last week, the Chiefs were able to overcome that error, but this time around, they weren't as fortunate. Mahomes continued by expressing his hope that in the future, they will be able to keep Worthy more invested throughout the whole of a game. The 1972 Miami Dolphins are having a great time after losing to another unbeaten team just before the Super Bowl. As Week 11 got underway, The Kansas City Chiefs were 9-0, but